Hello, good evening. Welcome to all my dear students and all. Today we will study about a very interesting chapter named as Preamble. In our journey of knowledge, we have been discussing in the Indian polity. I have already told about what? Constitutions. The meaning of constitutions. And today we will discuss in detail about the preamble. What do you mean by the preamble? Whether preamble is a part of our constitutions or not. Then we will discuss about is the preamble can be amended, and the preamble of our country we will discuss in detail. Preamble, it is called as the introductions to the constitutions. It is called as the introductions or preface of the constitutions. Sometimes it is called as the blueprint of the constitutions or summary of the constitutions. So preamble refers to the introductions or the preface or the blueprint or the summary of the entire constitutions are called as preamble. In the entire world, more than 195 countries are there. And out of those 195 countries, around 190 countries are there which have a written constitutions. Which have a written constitutions. And India is one of the country which has one of the largest written constitutions of the world is there. And out of those written constitutions country, around 70% of the country which constitutions start with a preamble. Okay. So what I said, most countries of the world, they have a written constitutions, and most countries written constitutions that are starts with a what? Preamble. And preamble means what? It tells about the entire structure of the entire summary of the constitutions in concise manner. Okay. So we understood about the preamble. And our preamble, it is based upon objective resolutions. What is that? Our preamble, it is based upon objective resolutions. On 13th December 1946, our former Prime Minister or the first Prime Ministers of independent India, Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru ji, he introduced objective resolutions, and that was adopted and enacted by Constituent Assembly in the year 1947. So our preamble, it is based upon what? Objective resolutions which was proposed by Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who was the first Prime Minister of our country. Got it? Okay. So, and in fact another one is there. USA's constitutions also starts with a preamble. USA's constitutions also starts with a preamble, and our constitutions, it followed USA's preamble. Not USA's preamble, but our constitution's preamble followed from the USA. Because USA's constitutions starts with a preamble. Often it is also called as USA is the oldest democratic country of the world. Whenever our Prime Minister or the head of the USA, they meet in any meetings, then often they say that USA is the oldest democratic country in the world, while India is the largest and vibrant and effective democratic countries of the world. And USS constitutions also starts with a preamble, and we followed the USS preamble structure, right? Got it? So far what we understood, a preamble, it is based upon objective resolutions of the Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, who have introduced on the Constituent Assembly in 13th December 1946, and this one. Okay. Our preamble, if you look into the preamble, it has very clear things are there. Our preamble, when you look into the preamble, we the people of India have been solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. It says like that. It means that our constitution, our preamble starts with what? We the people of India, which tells about what? Source of the constitutions. Which tells about what? Source of the constitutions. ଯେତେବେଳେ ତମ preamble ଟା देखबो first page रे first कान लगा है we the people of India, and we the people means what? The source of the constitutions. We the people of India. It means that our constitution, who have prepared? Constituent Assembly, right? And Constituent Assembly someone तो लिखी हुई इटा भी पार्थी थे कि we the member of Constituent Assembly. But what they have written? They have written we the people of India. It means that on behalf of the people of India, member of Constituent Assembly, they framed the constitutions. What? On behalf of the people of India. Okay. Clear now? On the behalf of the people of India, they have what? Written we the people of India. It means that what it reflects? It reflects the ownerships or the constitutions. It is made by the people of entire India through the Constituent Assembly, through the member of Constituent Assembly. We understood? In fact, it tells that the constitutions, it is not a gift of Britishers. The constitutions we framed or the independence we got through the blood, through the various revolutions, through the various rebellion, through the various struggle. And that is the things. It means that the things of independence we got through a struggle. And that constitutions are prepared by the people of entire India. So our preamble tells about what? Source of the constitution, and here the source is the people of India. It also tells about what? Nature of the constitutions. It also tells about the what? Natures of the constitutions. Means, as I told preamble, we the people of India have been solemnly resolved to constitute what? To constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. And those are what? It means that India wanted to be India is to be a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. So this is what? This is the nature of the constitutions, that India is a sovereign nation. India is a socialist nation. India is a secular country. India is a democratic country. India is a republic country. बुझला? तो आमर preamble काना कहूचे? Source कहला तर nature केंता हेवा India. India केंता country हेवा? Sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republic. I will tell one by one in detail. For your kind information, socialist and secular जेन टाइम रे 26 नवंबर जेन टाइम रे constitutions effective रे आसला से टाइम रे इटा नहीं थी. In later on through the 42nd amendment in the year 1976, these two terms have added. I will tell in detail, but for the timing, our preamble, it tells about source, nature, it also tells about it also tells about objectives, aim and objectives of the constitutions. It also tells about aims and objectives of the constitutions. Okay, it also tells about aims and objectives of the. Here it has been done. We, the people of India, having solemnly resolved to constitute India into a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic republic. So these are nature. This is source. And to secure to all its citizens, it means the aim, objective, justice. What? So the aim is what? Justice of social justice, economic justice, and political justice. Liberty of thought, freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, and worship. Equality of status and of opportunity, and to promote among them all fraternity, assuring the dignity of the individual and the unity and integrity of the nation. It means that it tells about what? Aims of the constitutions. Aims of the or objectives of the constitutions, that justice must be provided in all front, socially, economically, politically. Okay, liberty, a basic or minimum freedom must be given. Where? To freedom of what? Liberty of thought, where a person can think, where a person can use his intellectuals. He can think, or he is free to think for the welfare of the nations, for the welfare of himself. Right? So justice, liberty, fraternity, equality, all these are the aim and objectives of our constitutions. Okay? So preamble, it tells about what? Source, natures, objectives, and finally it also declared on 26th November 1949 that it has adopted, okay, and it has declared and it has given to people of the country. We, the people of India, it has written at the end in our constitution. This 26th day of November 1949 do hereby adopt, enact, and give to ourselves these constitutions. It means that these constitutions are given to entire people of India, not a single individual. बुझलाम preamble माने काना जानलाम तार meanings और India of preamble काना है. In fact, very important thing is there. Is the preamble can be amended or not, or preamble is a part of a constitution or not? It was a debatable one. It a debatable thila बहुत दिन रो कि preamble part of constitutions or not. For your kind information, in USA, preamble is not a part of US's constitutions. Okay, it is not a part of US's constitutions. But in the case of India, whether preamble is a part of constitutions or it can be amended or not, it was debatable in early days. Okay, in that can be reflected through in two major cases. One is the Beruveri case. Beruveri case in the year 1960, Supreme Court has given a verdict on Beruveri case, and that case has number of verdicts were there, but with relate to preamble, Supreme Court said that preamble is not a part of our constitutions. Preamble is not a part of our constitutions. In the year 1960, Beruveri case, Supreme Court said that preamble is not a part of our constitutions. And we know that Supreme Court is the highest form of judiciary, because Indian judiciary, where the decisions is, the Supreme Court's decisions is treated as final, because it is a single integrated judicial system. and Supreme Court said here it is not a part of constitutions. However, another a landmark case, a very important case, a remarkable case. It was 1973, named as Kesavanand Bharati case. Kesavanand Bharati case in the year 1973. It is a very important case है. ये विषय रे हमें टिके बहुत डिटेल आकर पढ़वा. But it case or reflection preambles and काना दुईटा जिनिस में कहेंगे. In case of 13 judge bench they have given the verdict. 13 judge, 13 judge bench. कितने? 13 judge bench, one of the highest condemned. Now this case ta lagi che more than 2 months it took to give the verdict. And with relate to this what they said, that in the Kesavananda Bharati case the Supreme Court confirmed that preamble is a part of our constitutions. It is a part of our constitutions. जेंटा कि सुप्रीम कोर्ट आगरू कहितला बेरुबेरी केस 1960 रे preamble is not a part of our constitutions. Here the Supreme Court had confirmed that it is an integral part of our constitutions. Why? Because as the other part of constitutions like fundamental right, directive principle of state policy, fundamental duties, many more that was enacted, adopted, discussed in the same manner, preamble of our country was also adopted, discussed and enacted by the Constituent Assembly. That is the reasons it is a part of, integral part of our constitutions, and like other part of constitutions, the preamble can also be amended. The preamble can also be amended. Okay, and so far. But here Kesavananda Bharati case, another landmark judgment here also given. The constitutions can be amended. The parliament can amend the constitutions through the article 368, whatever it want. But a very interesting things that the Supreme Court said or introduced, that the parliament cannot change or amend the basic structure of the constitutions. Basic structure of the constitutions. Here the Supreme Court, through its intellectual, it introduced the thing, basic structure of the constitutions. Okay. Basic structures of the constitutions cannot be amended by parliament through the article 368. Okay. बुझला हमें कि हमें कहाँ जानना कि here we have confirmed that in fact Supreme Court in later on also confirmed or through another judgment also said that he preamble is a part of our constitutions that can also be amended but without changing the basic structure of the constitutions. Okay, and so far it has been amended only once. एबे जाए हम preamble को खाली गुटे थर ही amend कराई छे. In fact, nothing was also deleted, but 3 things was added: socialist, secular, and integrity. And integrity, these are the 3 words that was inserted or introduced or added in our preamble through the 42nd amendment in the year 1976. Bujhila na nahi. Okay, so with the 42nd amendment 1976, socially, secular and integrity was added. Okay, and it has not violated the basic structure, but instead it has strengthened the basic structure of our constitutions. In fact, the preamble, okay, as it tells about the aspirations of the freedom struggles. It tells about the aim of the freedom struggles, right? So we have understood, so far what we understood, meaning the compositions of preamble, that is source, nature, objectives and declarations, and we have understood preamble, yes, it is a part of our constitutions and it can amend but without violating basic structure, and so far it has only amended once. That much you understood. Clear? Next, let me tell you about the keywords, the key terms of the constitutions in detail. The key terms of the constitutions in detail. Okay, already I have told. Let M. India is a what? Sovereign nation. India is a what? Sovereign nations or sovereign countries. What do you mean by that? Sovereign nations कहले कौन बुझो? India is a sovereign country. It means that it tells about absolute independence. What is that? Absolute independence. Okay. It means that India is free to decide. India is free to take its own decisions, which is good for it, which will prosper India, which will develop India, which will move forward India. Okay, as I told, the India, it didn't get the independence through the gift, but it got independence through a long struggle, and India has declared that India is a sovereign nation. It means that it is absolute independent both internally and externally. It means that neither any individuals will decide, it is the people of India will take its own decisions, and neither any institutions or any countries of the world will determine the future of India. It is the India itself, it is the people of India who will take its own decisions both internally and externally. Okay, clear? And next one, it means that here all the institutions, it is the legislature, executive, judiciary, or the other institutions like Elections Commission of India, and many institutions are there. They can take an independent decisions without interference by any particular either internal or external one. They have free to take its own decisions. Got it? In fact, externally when I said, India, it is a member of United Nations, BRICS. India is a member of many groups like SARC. Okay, India is a member of many other groups, but India is not bound to take, or India is not pressurized to take decisions what the other says or what any other country says. India is free to take its own decisions. Okay, here one thing need to be known. Very important example. USA क्या कला? India S-400 missile थाड़ा रशिया नु किनवा लगी इंटरेस्ट थिला, तो से टाइम रे USA pressurized India that don't purchase from the Russia. However, इंडिया सुनला कहीं यूएसए के नहीं तार माने इंडिया निजर ओन डिसीजंस नेला एंड सो the India purchased it from what? From which country? Russia. India purchased as 400, that is an anti, okay, that is also called as third from the Russia. So it means that India took the decisions which is good for its own countries. So all these things reflect that India is a sovereign nation. Clear? Next one. Another one is what? Socialist. Another one is what? Socialist. That is a very important term. Huh? Socialist. What do you mean by that? Socialist, it tells about, it depicts about that to be a welfare state. To be a welfare state. Mainly the term socialist कहले, here the ownership of the wealth is by the public or the government. It means that it mainly opposes the private ownerships or individual ownership. It mainly tells about the equality. But in our country, India, we adopted kind of socialism that is also called as democratic socialism. That is called as a democratic socialism, or this is based upon both Marxian philosophy as well as Gandhian and Nehruvian philosophy. Got it? Okay. So that is our country's economy, neither it is a public owned nor private owned, but it is a mixed economy. But it is a mixed economy. बुझला कि नहीं? So India is a socialist country which tells about welfare states. Mainly its aim is to know poverty. India has launched large number of projects, large number of schemes in order to target poverty. Okay, so everybody must, each and every citizen must get what? Basic necessities of life. Bujla? Another one, it tries to promote what? Equality. Try to promote equality. Simultaneously, private ownership is also there to promote competitions. So Indian kind of socialism, it is both public ownership is there as well as private ownership, basing or depend upon the kind of era, right? In the case of defense products, public ownership is there. Okay, but those cases where a competition is required, in that private ownership is there. So clear. India it is a socialist nation which aim to promote equality, or which try to reduce the gap between rich and poor, and that is the regions poor were subsidized, or poor peoples को सब प्रकार facility like घर प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना, food, okay, with subsidized price. In fact, and the richer people's taxes were imposed. So their disposable incomes were reduced, and in this way it tried to promote equality. So we understood that India is a socialist nation or socialist country. Clear? Sovereign, socialist. Next, secular. What is secular? बुझुचता ना नहीं. Okay. Next, India is a secular country. For your kind information, it is related with the what? Religion. और जो हम religion terms देखमा, India is the country full of religious diversity is there. India is the country where around 140 crore of peoples are there, where more than or around 80 crore of people, or more than 80, yes, around more than 90 crore of people, or around 78 to 80% of people are of religion Hindu. It is the country where the largest Hindu peoples are live. It is the country where the third highest Muslim peoples of the world they live here after Indonesia and Pakistan. It is the country where few states are there, few northeastern states are there which are majority in Christian. It is the country where it is also called as the land of religion because Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, all these are they originate from Modela. They originate from they originate from India. Got it? Okay, so India is the land of religion. So India is the land of religion. And however, here the role of state or role of government towards religion is neutral. Role of state or government towards religion is neutral. It is neither pro nor against. The government stands neutral towards religion. The government stands towards neutral. Okay, but few in the Western countries, like in the certain European countries, like in the France, where the secularism means what? In secularism, it relates with the religion, and the role of government towards religion is neutral. It is neither against nor in favor of religion nor against the religion. So the government's positions towards the religion is neutral. However, in the fundamental rights or right to freedom of religions under the Article 25 to 28, it has clearly mentioned that people can enjoy their religion practices. The people they can profess, it means that they can adopt, they can practice, they can propagate, and they can promulgate the religion. तामाने भारतरे बसवास करुथिबा सबु लोक निज धर्म को कौन आपणेई पारिबे, प्रचार प्रसार करि पारिबे, ताको सुदृढ़ केमिति संगठित करि पारिबे, ताको स्ट्रांग करि पारिबे. So it's their way, right? So there is no any kind of restrictions. However, I will tell in detail when I will tell about the fundamental right. It is not absolute. It means that in the form of practice of religions, they should not hamper others, right? So India, it's a secular country, and as we know that India is the land of religions where all the peoples from across the religion they live peacefully in a fraternity and in a sense of brotherhood. Bujla? Clear? So sovereign, socialist, secular. Next one, very important one, that is democratic. What is that? India, it's a democratic country. Another key features of India is that is democratic. Okay, India is a democratic country, and yes, being an Indian, we feel very proud that India is a democratic country. India is a living democratic country. India is the healthiest democratic country. India is one of the largest democratic country in the entire world. Bujla ki nahi? Why? Why? India is well known for its democratic features. Let me tell you about the democracy little bit in a brief manner. Democracy is something that cannot be defined in a single sentence. But yes, the one of the former president of USA, he tried to define the democracy, that democracy is by the people, for the people and of the people. By the people, for the people and of the people. Okay. सबने काना आसचे P प्यार नहीं. Yes, it is people. Okay. So in a democratic country, who are the real hero? Who are the real masters? That is people. That is people. Got it now? So the maximum priorities is given to the people. It means that people will decide their own destiny. Right? And in a democratic country, certain features can be highlighted, that some of the features of democracy, as I already told, that people are given priority. It means that some other features, equality among the peoples, fraternity among the peoples. Equality means the rule of law should be there. The law is treated, everyone is equal. Everyone is equal irrespective of any kind of discrimination, either caste, creed, religion, gender, place of birth, etc. Right? So equality is very important features of democracy. Next, balance of power. Balance of power. The power is do not rest on only one individual. Power is distributed among the peoples and no one is supreme. It is the constitutions which rule is prevail. It is the constitutions which affects. It is the constitutions which decides the functions, the role of various institutions. बुझिले डेमोक्रेसी बा गणतंत्र, गणर तंत्र, गण कहिले कौन लोक, तंत्र शासन, लोकंक शासन, आ लोकंक शासन कौन तांको भल पे आउ सेतिर समानता. ओके, समानता केतले हवा if the power do not rest on only one individual. जदि जनकर पाखे पावर थिबा इक्वालिटी नाही होय, जदि समस्तकर पाखे पावर थिबा बा कंट्रोल थिबा, जदि रूल ऑफ लॉ रो जदि रूल चलुथिबा ताहाले गणतंत्र विल एस्टैब्लिश. आउ ई जिनिस के पीपल्स रो इक्वालिटी के एंश्योर्स करवार लगी बहुत सारा प्रोविजंस होचे, राइट? And that can be political democracy. We know very well about the political democracy. How? Political equality we can say in the form of vote. Everybody they can cast their vote irrespective of any differences. That is UAF. UAF कहले कौन बुझो? Universal Adult Franchise. Universal stands for what? Everyone. Everyone who are above the age of 18. कहनी भी रिलीजन ही था 18 वर्ष रोड था. ओके, कहनी भी भाषा को था, कहनी भी जगह रही था, अरुणाचल प्रदेश हो, तमिलनाडु हो, कन्याकुमारी हो, देहरादून हो, कहनी भी जगह रही था. Everybody who are above the age of 18, your adult are 18, franchise means they can cast their vote. So in our country, whoever above the age of 18 can give their votes, okay, in order to choose their representative, are called as universal adult franchise. And here the most important thing is that equality is there. Everyone's vote is equal. Everyone's the value of vote is equal. The value of vote of Mukesh Ambani is equal to the value of vote of yours. बुझिल कि नहीं? अब बोधे समझते तुम 18 वर्ष रो उर्ध होई थिबा, बुझिल कि नहीं? ओके, तो don't miss to give your vote, because your vote will determine the future of your own constituency. You played an important role. संविधान तुमको बहुत बड़ अधिकार टे देइछे सेटा के साब्यस्त करो केनता करी टू चूज योर ओन रिप्रेजेंटेटिव राइट खाली हेते नहीं you have also the power to contest the elections too okay तो काना all the value सबु vote रो value काना समान so value of vote is equal so political equality is there and democracy only political democracy there should have economic there should have social democracy should prevail right got it na next and democracy in fact there can be of two types one is the direct another one is the indirect in certain Scandinavian countries they enjoy the direct democracy in the form of referendum in the form of plebiscite ए विषय सब परे केतला कहिबी डिटेल ना and another one is the here it means that people directly they participate here okay in the form of decision in order to form law okay but in the case of indirect democracy people play an important role but through an indirect way like our country it's an indirect democratic country where we choose our representative and those representative they form the law we choose MLA we choose MP they frame the law they become the part of legislature and permanent and political executive and they form the law that is the reasons Indian democracy is also called as parliamentary democracy. Indian democracy is also called as parliamentary democracy, which means that parliament played a very important role. Parliament is a legislative body, and here the executive they are accountable to the parliament. Right? Executive is accountable to the legislature. So we understood. Kana bujla. कि executive is accountable to the legislatures and our country it's a democratic country and it's an indirect democratic or parliamentary democratic country is there our episode ahuri pe detail ame padma okay so India is a what democratic country right it ensures political democracy also you understood it means that one vote and equal value is there, right? And that possible through the independent elections commissions. Right? Another one, socialist, secular, democratic, and the next one is the republic. Another key features of Indian constitutions that is. India is a republican country. India is a republic country. And republic means the head of the state must be elected by the people. गोटे देश रो मुखिया किए हेतिबा एंता जने हेतिबा जहा के लोक माने बाछि थिबे लोकंकर थ्रू हेतिबा ना कि मोनार्की राजा आगु काना होतला राजार पो राजा होतला तार माने द किंग सन बिकेम किंग हेरेडिटरी क्वेश्चन वंशानु तार माने द किंग son became king whether that person serve whether competent or not that doesn't mean but in the case of republic the head of the state is elected by the people either directly or indirectly right not like monarchy whether hereditary got it ki nahi French revolutions occurred now Louis XVI he was not competent. His interest was something else. But in a democratic country or in a republican country, the head of the state must have intentions or visions for the welfare of the people, right? So, India is a republican country where the head of the state is elected by the people, that is president. That is what? President of India. He is also called as first person. Please make in comment who is the president of India of our country at the present scenario. I would say Ken Straight Raw, Ken District Ravi Kohava, right? Our India is blessed that India has lot of presidents are there from all the religions. In fact, from the religions of Muslim. Okay, India has the woman president also. Who is the first woman president? Who? Srimati Pratibha Devi Singh Patil. From which time to which, right? And at present, who is the president and what is the number? Please tell guys. Please give it in comments. Bujhigale ame? So India, it is a sovereign, socialist, secular, democratic and republican country. All these are the what? Nature of our constitutions or preamble text. And next one, M. That is justice. Justice, what kind of justice? That must be what? Social, economical, political. Social, it abolished untouchability. It tries to treat all the peoples equal, both male and female. Okay. Further, all the peoples, though who are vulnerable section of society, they must be treated in highest priority because they need more attention. Economic equality, economic justice. Nobody should be live in hunger, right? Equality should be prevailed. Equal status of opportunity in the form of employment should be provided. And that justice, India aim is to provide justice in all fronts. In fact, through the fundamental rights and through the directive principle of state policy, framer of the constitutions or the member of Constituent Assembly, they try to ensure justice in all fronts. And in the case of justice, this is very important, guys, right? And the another one is the what? Justice in economic, social and political, I said. Then what the preamble states that the justice. Justice over what? Okay. And here one thing need to be understood, guys. This justice, we or the framer of the constitutions, they inspired from Russian Revolution. From which one? Russian Revolution. Okay, so the what? Justice in all front inspired from the which one? Russian Revolution. Next one, liberty. Liberty is very, very important. And how liberty is important, guys? Liberty means sometimes it is called as freedom. Sometimes what it is called as freedom. Liberty, and liberty like justice, it was inspired from Russian Revolution. This was inspired from French Revolutions. Which one? French Revolutions. Liberty is very much required for enhancement of the people, for the free thought of the peoples, for the aspirations and improvement by the peoples, for the going ahead without any restrictions that is liberty. And liberty of thought, expressions, faith, all these are very, very important for the development of an individual personality. So it provides our constitutions, it gives that kind of opportunities for the improvement of personalities. बुझला? So मोर भारत रे किछि restrictions अच्छे आगुरी जनता थिला caste system थिला. Okay, but at present caste system was abolished by the constitutions. In reality किछि किछि जगह रे अच्छे हाँ कि नहीं? Pen and paper, no doubt it abolished, but it is the mindset of few ones who have so far not developed, right? Even if after 75th year of independence. And education means what? What we learn, we should reflect in the action. जहाँ भी हमें किसी सीखो जाना, reflect करना. हेटा ही education से life को हले कहाँ है कि for me it is whatever we learn and we got or we get opportunity most of the time. सौदा वाले किसी ना किसी हमें काम करवा के पास हमको opportunity मिल सी. Clear कि नहीं? It is not necessary to get a job only. If you bring smile and happiness among few individuals, if you can help to a vulnerable, that is success, guys. Got it? By the way, liberty हमें बोले कहाँ? Freedom. अब उठे individual और personality development रे liberty is very much important and required. Got it? And next one is the equality, and I already told about the equality. Our constitutions रो fundamental right रे article 14 ରୁ 18 रे पूरा clear cut लिखा है relate to equality. Equal treatment, समस्ते समान on the eyes of law. There should not be any discriminations on any grounds. ना religion ground रे, ना caste रे, ना कैन region रे, ना culture रे, ना language रे, ना कहनी भी. Everybody are equal before or on the eyes of law. That is equality. And through that it abolished untouchability. Through that it abolished titles. Okay, we will read the fundamental right, first one, and the last one is fraternity. Fraternity कहले कौन? A sense of brotherhood, भाईचारा. A sense of brotherhood. India is my country. I love my country. Everybody are brothers and sisters, except okay. So for a jokes apart there. So fraternity कहले कौन? A sense of brotherhood, and that is very much required for the unity of the nations, for the prosperity of the nations. Our beauty, the creation, the charismatic things of our country is diversity, and in that diversity we live in unity, we live in strength. That is our country. Chakre India. Got it कि नहीं? बुझू चाहता equality कहले काना, fraternity कहले बुझला, and fraternity is very important, guys. Okay, clear? And fraternity are reflected in our constitutions as well as among the behavior of the most of the individuals of our country. And if we want to go ahead, then without any hindrances, then fraternity is required, because if a sense of brotherhood is there, then cooperation will be there. And if a sense of disunity is there, then the problem would be occurred. So fraternity is very important, and I believe, I hope, and I wish, and in fact I am assured that a very good fraternity is there among all the individuals in our country, among all the 140 crore of people who are living in this great land of India, that is Bharat. Okay, Vajla, it is a great land of India, which is a land of civilizations. It's a country of more than 4,000 years. So we feel very proud to be an Indian. And finally, so we understood that about the source, about the nature, about the aims and objectives, and finally the preamble, it was accepted and adopted on when comment box rep intimate me, right? Okay, dear guys, have a great time. बहुत दिन पर आम पढ़ना बट एबे आम कंटिन्यूअसली पढ़मा जहार जहार किसी भी डाउट अच्छे रिलेट टू प्रिएम्बल आस्क मी ओके पचरा किसी सजेशंस देवार अच्छे प्लीज गिव मी ओके यू ऑल आर वेलकम यू ऑल आर एसेट ऑफ मी and this is your channel guys okay so please give me suggestions and don't forget for what subscribe okay have a great time guys love you all